Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Miami Homestead, right here for the Racers Elite Wednesday Night Xfinity Series. We have a lot of fun action coming your way here tonight as these drivers get ready to take on this beautiful circuit here at Miami. And I am Mike Taylor up here in the booth. And with me today is, of course, my good buddy, old pal, Dakota LaRue. Dakota, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great today. Looking forward to some good racing here at Homestead.
Oh, absolutely. Homestead Miami always produces some amazing races. And right now we are under qualifying. So let's go ahead and bring up the qualifying results so far. We have Joshua Neal in the number 82. He is currently out front with Cody Bonelli up there in the number 19 with Dennis Kane. Troy Thomas is up there and Kirby Wayne Scott and Truth Hoke. He's up here as well. As we take a look here, we are watching Curtis Ecker. He's starting to make his way around this circuit to begin his first qualifying laps. Uh, so we have Sean Dunaway. He's coming out for his first lap here as well. So let's go ahead and come back here to Curtis Ecker. He's flying out of turn number 4 to finish up his first lap here in qualifying. And right now that's going to put him 6th on the books with a, I'm sorry, 5th on the books with a 33.409. So that was a good first lap there for Curtis Ecker. As he exits turn 4, he's going to finish up his second lap here, see if he can improve, which he will not, so he will just currently stay right there in that 5th spot. Let's jump back here to Sean Dunaway in that number 01 machine. Sean Dunaway coming out of the corner to finish his second lap. That'll put him up there in second with a 33.080. That was a really good run there for Dunaway. Now let's jump up here to Brandon Biddy. Brandon Biddy out of Adairville, Georgia. He's driving that number 31 machine. He's going to rock it here out of turn 4 to finish up his second lap. And let's see if he can better his time. He will better it up to 5th place with a 33.296. Really good qualifying run for him there.
Andrew Tiff taking the pole with a 33.032.
You know, just why does that not surprise me? Andrew Teft in that number 98 machine. He's fast. He's fast everywhere we go. So him taking up that first spot is not surprising whatsoever with a 33 point, what was that, 0 062
032.
03232. My bad.
So while we got a moment here, let's talk about our point situation here. I'm pretty sure as long as Andrew starts the race and makes it the first few laps, he has clinched the championship.
That
Is that my correct understanding?
I believe that is going to be the case. Yes, sir. Um, Andrew Jeff, like I said, he's pretty strong everywhere we go. So seeing, him get, the pole here and currently on top of the points, it doesn't surprise me at all that he's up there. Um, so we're boiling down here to the last of it, and he's got a good shot tonight at clinching that championship. So we're gonna have to definitely keep an eye on Andrew Taft in that number 98 Ford Mustang as we get rolling here today. If he can keep his car out of trouble, I think he'll be all right.
So who's your pick to win today, bud? Who you thinking?
So obviously, everybody will first pick will go obviously for your championship race leader. However, I'm gonna go away from that today, and I'm gonna choose that 0-1 of Sean Dunaway. He's been very strong everywhere that I've seen him, and he's usually up there as well, battling for the race lead and for the win at the end of the day. So that's who I'm looking for at here at the end of the day.
Took the words right out of my mouth, but since you picked him, I think I'm gonna go with the 60, Lee Campbell. I think he's gonna pull the hat trick, and surprise everybody and come out to win today.
Absolutely, that's very well possible. Our cars are now lining up down here on pit road as we get ready to go racing right here at Homestead, Miami. So let's go ahead, take a look at our starting lineup. Starting on the pole, it's going to be Andrew Teft in that number 98 machine. On his outside, it's going to be Joshua Neal. On his inside, Sean Dunaway will be on the inside of row 2, and Cody Bonelli in that number 19 on his outside. Row number 3, you have Lee Campbell in the number 60, and then Stephen Luttrell in that number 36 machine on the outside of row 3. Row 4, you have Brandon Biddy in that number 30 machine. On his outside, you got Dennis Kane in that number 4. Troy Thomas in the number 3 will be on the inside of row number 5, and Curtis Ecker in that number 8, he'll be on the outside. Inside of row number 6, you've got Jesse Fox, followed by Kirby Wainscott in that 12th spot. On the inside of row number 7, you got Truth Hoke. Expect to see big things coming out of Truth tonight as he'll look forward to moving up from that 11th spot. And then Kirby Wainscott to his outside. I'm sorry, Barry Nelson to his outside in row 7. And rounding out the field is going to be David Kimmins in that number 52 machine as the cars are now rolling out onto the racetrack here to get things underway.
Man, best thing about nighttime racing is the cars always look good. The lights shining off of them.
Oh, absolutely. I could not agree more. Nighttime, Homestead, Wednesday night. I absolutely love what's going to happen here tonight as these cars get ready to come out of turn number 4 to take the green flag to get this race underway. Pace truck is off. It is now in the hands of our flagmen, and we are green flag racing right here at Homestead Miami Speedway as Teft gets off to a really strong start, gets a good car length in front of the 82 of Joshua Neal, but here comes that 0-1 of Sean Dunaway. He's going to make his way up here into the second spot before even exiting turn 2, as they will run side by side back for that third spot between, the fourth spot between Lee Campbell and Cody Benelli. Currently, Cody Benelli in that outside lane is working hard to get around Lee Campbell, and they will continue to run side by side, as it looked like Stephen Luttrell got into the wall on coming out of turn number 4 that time by.
And Joshua Neal going back to Sean Dunaway and passing the back, saying, "Nah, nah, nah, sir, too early. Give me my spot back."
Absolutely, as we have a lot of movement happening back here in this back of the pack. Right around where Jesse Fox is in that number 69 and a few spots in front of him. Truth Hoke already working his way up to that 11th or 12th, 10th spot now, as they will dive here down into turn number 1. Truth Hoke, he will clear Brandon Biddy and Barry Nelson here in the back, as racing in front of them is starting to get a little bit hectic. The 36 of Stephen Luttrell, he's now trying to make his way back up to that 4th spot to get around Cody Benelli.
Looks like we're going to have a pass for the lead early, as well as Joshua Neal making that bottom side work very well for him at the moment.
Yeah, Joshua Neal has been so far pretty fast here in the opening laps. He does currently hold the fastest lap of the race so far. So he was able to quickly get around Andrew Teft with no problem, and he's slowly pulling away from Andrew here. How far out does he want to drive in front of this pack, and how much does your tires get eaten up here at Homestead?
I mean, theoretically, you want to drive as far in front of the pack as you can, but is it really worth the tire wear you're going to receive? In the latter half of these runs, you're really going to see the advantages of saving tire. As I mean, Tiff is falling back a little bit, but once we see Joshua Neal here, if he keeps pushing and if he does burn his tires off, I mean, Tiff's just going to blow right by him later. That's the main consensus, but it really just depends on how hard Josh was pushing and how much Andrew's saving at the moment.
Absolutely. As we see Stephen Luttrell in that number 36 machine, he got around Sean Dunaway, and he will take over that 3rd spot for the time being. Let's fall back a little bit here to Dennis Kane in that number 4 machine. He's slowly but surely bringing in that number 19 of Cody Benelli, and he's looking to make a move here at some point. As you see Benelli, he starts making a move on Campbell on the inside. That outside lane just gets such a good run out of the corner, and so it makes it a lot, more harder for that inside lane to get a good run out of the corners to make a pass. So these drivers have to work extra hard down on the inside tonight. Coming back here, take a look at Truth Hoke in that number 55 AC Delco Chevrolet, as the 4 bounces off the wall a few times there on the exit of turn 4, but he won't lose too much ground here, but he will lose the position to Brandon Biddy in that number 30 machine. A lot of good racing currently. Barry Nelson, Curtis Ecker, they're running side by side with Barry Nelson on the inside, Ecker out up top.
You're seeing a lot of different lines being used tonight. That's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Normally, here at uh, Homestead, Miami, you usually see people either running on the low side or the high side. It's very rare that we get a glimpse of people actually running the middle line like they currently are. So it's actually a little bit surprising to me. And it looks like a few of these drivers, like Lee Campbell here, are kind of figured out that if they run high, they can get a decent run out of the corners.
I like to run the bottom here personally, but it's just because I'm big on tire saving. If I remember correctly, the top side eats your tires up. We call it the Larson line because it's fast, but later in the run it could not pay off depending on if we get any cautions or anything.
Oh, absolutely. You know, there's a lot of drivers out there that, love to run and hug that outside wall. And one driver in particular comes to mind that he loved to run right up against the wall. Do you remember who that was?
I don't know who would that be.
A good old gentleman named Carl Edwards. When he
That is
drove the,
fair.
yeah, when he drove that number 99 uh, for Roush, man, he would stick that right rear up against that wall, and he would rim it all the way around this track, Atlanta, Texas. He absolutely loved that outside lane. As Andrew Teft here in the number 98, I've been watching him here just a little bit. He's fallen back or a couple spots, and so now Stephen Luttrell in that 36, he's up into second, and Sean Dunaway, he's up in that third spot now. So Andrew Teft not having strong luck early on at this point at Homestead, but we still got 93 laps left before this thing's over.
And speaking of labs, if it continues green, we should have at least two pit cycles with before the race is over. I believe the fuel's about 35 to 36 laps a run, depending on how if your tires can hold for that long.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're probably just about halfway through this first fuel run. Now remember, these cars and most of the leagues, they don't run 100% fuel. So I believe these guys are only running maybe like 60% fuel, maybe. Um,
I think it's about 80. I'm not 100% sure.
yeah. So, I mean, so normally, drivers they can go like 55, 60 laps on a tank, but here on iRacing and in these leagues, they only can go sometimes not even half that distance, simply because of the way they have.
Mike, you still got a copy?
Yeah, I still got a copy.
Okay, I was just making sure. I thought you.
No, no, something popped up and it caught me off guard just a little bit. Um, but yeah, so I mean, this is, uh, I actually just realized this is the championship night. So today, depending on here what Andrew Teft can do here tonight, he's got the championship.
Yep. Sean Dunaway is making his way back towards the front here.
Oh, absolutely. As Andrew Teft was able to get around that 36 machine. And now Andrew Teft and Sean both have their eyes set on the race leader. But Stephen Luttrell in that number 36 machine, he's not ready to give up just yet on those positions.
So one interesting thing about running a lot of fuel load is it can cause the car to be either looser or tighter in the corners, causing your tires to burn a little different than you would under a full fuel load.
Right. So I got confirmation the fuel run will be just about 35 to 36 laps. And Andrew Teft, he should have already clinched the championship. So I don't think we have too much things to worry about here as you see Andrew Teft uh, continue to work his way back towards that race lead. And here he comes attacking on the inside of that number 82 of Joshua Neal. And he will retake the race lead. And he will book it out front. And here comes Sean Dunaway in that 01 Hello Kitty Chevrolet.
And this
As
is what we talked about earlier with the tires mattering.
oh, absolutely. You know, Andrew Teff, Sean Dunaway, they were probably taking it nice and easy here at the start, where where Joshua Neal in that 82, he was probably running a little bit harder on tires, so he's probably lost a lot of that grip. As we see Cody Benelli, he's starting to make his way to the back bumper of O'Neal now, and he might try to make a move here in just a lap or two. But Stephen Luttrell, he's also having an issue. He's fallen back a few spots as well. As you see here comes Benelli on the inside of Neal as we speed. And they will drag race down the front stretch into turn number 1, where Benelli will take over that third spot. And here comes Stephen Luttrell running side by side now, trying to take over that fourth spot. Down into turn 3 these guys go, and Luttrell, he will make that pass. And here comes Neal attacking on the inside, the good old switch over. You know, that crossover that we just witnessed, it doesn't happen very often here on ovals, or asphalt ovals, I should say. But you see a lot in dirt, and so when you get a really good crossover, you know, here on a asphalt track, it makes me happy.
Hey man, sometimes you just gotta throw a slide job in there, and whenever you see the slide job coming, you just gotta throw that crossover on them real quick.
Oh, absolutely. Couldn't agree more with you on that one. As they are continuing to run side by side here for that fourth spot. Neither driver wanting to give it up, but currently it's going to keep with Stephen Luttrell out front here. I want to jump back here real quick to Truth Hoke. He's moved up 7 positions since we started. Hoke, he is out of Hickory, North Carolina. Troy Thomas back here in that number 3 Napa Chevrolet. He's starting to feel a little bit of the pressure of Barry Nelson at that number 28 machine. I just want to point out Barry Nelson's paint scheme. It's that black, silver, gold look. I absolutely love that paint scheme. Whoever did that paint scheme did a phenomenal job on it. I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty clean, will admit. Although I haven't seen a Havoline paint scheme in quite a bit, to be honest with you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to see some people still out there enjoying the old Havoline Texaco paint schemes out there, as Nelson starts to apply a little more pressure here on Troy Thomas. And it looks like, we have one car hard into the wall. That was the number 55 of Truth Hoke on the exit of turn 2. And back here to Barry Nelson. Here he comes. Thought about making a move there into the entry of turn number 1, but he went ahead and backed out of it. And he'll just continue to run right behind Troy Thomas for the time being. I just want to come back here and give these guys back here in the back a little bit of love. We got the 60 of Lee Campbell. He's unfortunately, he's fallen back quite a bit in that Reese's Ford Mustang. But he just might be trying to save some tires. Kirby Wainscott back here in the number 10 in his Racer Elite Toyota, as he's now attacking Lee Campbell.
It's all right, Lee. I still got faith in you, brother. You can come back and win this.
Absolutely. You never know. We still got 79 laps to go. Dennis Kane in that number 4 machine, he's hanging out back here in the back. And then you got the 52 of David Kimmins. Uh, he's just riding around back here enjoying his time. And then Brandon Biddy, we're actually catching him as he's bringing that number 30 machine down pit road.
A bold strategy. It looks like he's coming to pits a little early.
Yeah, that he is for sure. Only working lap 28 now.
I believe that's going to put him on a 3-stop run, possibly.
Yeah, that's a very good, strong possibility because we still got 77 laps to go. These guys can go roughly 35, 36 laps. So it's going to be really, really tight for him. But
So we
we'll
got someone else
see.
that pits as well.
Yep, Truth Hoke in that number 55 machine. He's brought his machine down onto pit road as well. So it looks like we do have green flag pit stops in the works as we speak. So it's gonna watch these drivers, march around this track, see who comes in, who stays out. It's,
Right. Right now, our top three seem pretty steady on their tires. I'm not sure if they'll bring it down this early. They'll probably wait until they run the fuel out here.
yeah, that's a very good possibility there for sure.
But it is going to be interesting to see how their strategies play out pitting that early.
Oh yeah, for sure. As we take a look here at some of our onboard cameras, we're currently on board with Barry Nelson as the 8 car of Curtis Ecker. He's starting to make a move. Oh, and we have trouble here on the front straightaway. Hard impact for the number 28 machine, and the caution will come out. Oh, that was a very unfortunate there. He got turned off the front end of that number 8 machine of Curtis Ecker. Let's go back, take a look, and see what happened. As you see, they come out of turn number 4. Ah, the 28, he got into the wall, and that shot him down in front of the 8 machine. And that is initially what caused Barry to go around. So very unfortunate, situation there with Barry Nelson, as we got to ride that on board live. So we're going to come back out and catch up with him. Looks like he has some good front end damage, possibly to the right front side of his tires. Let's see what we can do about it. Actually taking a look at that and see what we can find.
While you're doing that, you know who is probably disappointed with that caution? Truth and Brandon right now. So they're going to be trapped a lap down. It's going to put them in the rear of the field once they cycle back through and get their lap back here.
Oh, absolutely. As we are watching these drivers get tires on their race cars, I don't see much damage to the front end for that tire of the number 28, as he's come in and gone actually pretty quick. So it just must have been the awkward camera angle that I noticed. But
He had a. I think they have a quick fix, don't they?
you're right. I think they do. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, while we are working under our first caution, as the drivers are now pulling out here, it's going to be Andrew Teff, followed by Cody Benelli, Josh Neal. Oh, Josh Neal, he did end up actually beating Benelli out. So it's going to go Teft, Neal, Benelli, Littrell, Dunaway, Thomas Campbell, Fox, Winscott, Kimmins, Hoke, Kane, Ecker, Abidi, and then Barry Nelson. And while we are under this caution, we would like to send out a very big thank you to SDK Gaming for all of their overlays that you are enjoying on your screen as we speak. So, just a little bit ago, right before we started here this evening, I actually got to sit down with Pasquale of SDK Gaming, and let me tell you what, this SDK Gaming, it can do a lot more than I imagined, man. Uh, he sat down with me for like about an hour and a half, and he was just teaching me in and outs and so many different things. And so, you guys, SDK Gaming, check them out. Absolutely phenomenal. Um, if you need help with anything, Pascal's on top of it. Other members here as well, they're on top of it. So definitely check them out as well. And while you're also checking things out, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below our video. Make sure you like us, share us. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys could do that for us, that would be absolutely awesome. Drag your friends, your family members in here as well. We want to see and hear from everybody.
Before we go green here, I believe the 8 car did not use his fast repair and was able to get the aero damage fixed as we're coming to the box here.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, and we are green flag racing once again here at Homestead, Miami. Andrew Teft out to that early lead again. Got a good car and a half length on that start. And here comes Cody Benelli in that number 19 machine working the inside. And look at Steven Luttrell coming up around the outside of Joshua Neal in that number 82 machine. Steven Luttrell, he's rocketing around the outside right now.
Yeah, he definitely got a really good run coming out of 1 and 2 right there as he's actually getting ready to try to make a pass for second place here. He should have the better run. I don't know if he'll be able to clear him there going into 1 and 2.
Yeah, we will have to see here what happens when they come out of turn 2 this time by. Things are going here pretty well so far.
As Steven said, you know what? Let me just take over the lead right quick.
Absolutely. And talk about Steven Luttrell. We got the Steven Luttrell fan club in chat. How are you guys doing in chat? Stephanie Fox, hello. Hey, how are you? Hope everybody enjoys the show today. Absolutely. As Steven Luttrell, he'll now pull out to about a half a second car lead in front of the rest of this field as we have a strong battle and somebody gets completely sideways back there. That looks like that might have been the 52. David Kimmins, he got extremely loose out of turn 2, but he was able to keep it nice and straight.
Very good driving out of him there. Able to save that.
Absolutely really good driving as we see Cody Benelli possibly looking onto the inside now with Joshua Neal as they come out of turn 2, unable to get that good run out. So he'll go ahead and tuck back behind Neal, and he'll try it again. And you're probably hearing a couple more laps.
I'm kind of curious to see if Steven's going to be able to get a big enough gap here to maintain the tire wear without anyone else catching him as the run goes on here.
Oh, absolutely. That's definitely going to be something that we are going to watch for sure. As these drivers now come out of turn number 2 here once again, still single file. He's already out to a 1 second lead in front of Andrew here. So he's also got to be careful, like you say. He doesn't want to really use up his equipment because here in the next 15-20 laps, they're going to be able to catch him if he uses up his stuff too early.
Yeah, he could back his pace down a little bit if he really wanted to, but Really depends on what kind of strategy he's going for. I mean, he could try to go for an early pit or anything. So, I mean, getting a big gap and pitting early would honestly pay off as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's 100% true. So he's lost about a tenth this lap, so the gap is only point 0.9. He was up to just about 1.2 seconds at the start of last lap, but now it's back under 1 second. So we're gonna start watching that, see how everything is gonna happen as second through fourth. They're now starting to actually gain here on your race leader. Cody Benelli in that number 19 machine. He's thinking about trying to get around that 82 machine of Joshua Neal. So we're just gonna have to wait and see how long he's willing just to sit back and ride.
This is one of the tracks I don't mind to ride behind somebody because I can use their draft to keep me with them while saving tire.
Absolutely. I was actually getting ready to ask you about that. How important is the draft here at Homestead versus last week when we had that little draft on the back straightaway?
I mean, Homestead, I'm not going to say the draft is the most important. Like, you can outpace somebody and, you know, just pull away from the field as you've seen Steven do at the beginning of this run. But at the same time, if I'm the third place car and I'm sitting behind second right now, as an example, so that'd be Andrew and Joshua. Joshua could go a little slower through the corner and use the draft on the straightaways to catch back up to Andrew, saving a little tire. But he's got to be careful doing it. That way he doesn't fall too far back. But he also has Cody on his back door as well, so it's kind of like an art. You got to play around with it and kind of figure out what you can and can't give.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they are starting to catch up to Steven, but he could be saving some tire currently.
Absolutely. Joshua Neal, he just bounced off the wall on the exit of turn 4. That's something that I've noticed about 3 drivers having issues with is getting very tight on the exit of turn 4. Is that going to become an issue later on in this race? And, you know, is it something that these drivers can manage without losing much time? As they have now caught back up to the back end of your race leader of Stephen Latrell.
Yeah, the dirty air definitely makes you tight on almost every track you go to. It definitely always a huge factor. As we see the 98 going to the outside line, trying to get a good run here. Is he going to make a move going into 3?
That's very possible, trying to use that outside to get that advantage. And here he comes now, attacking to the inside of your race leader. Unable to actually get to his side, but he's definitely getting closer and closer here on the exit of turn number 4, back to the start-finish line.
Yeah, Steven definitely did a decent block there as he was able to just slow down the momentum just enough to be able to keep the lead there.
Yeah, absolutely. Whereas drafting isn't really that big important here, so you can run, a couple different lines here, and so you can run a little bit higher and use that banking on the exit, to kind of rocket your car just a little bit on the exit.
Yeah, but the trade-off of that is just you're wearing your right rear just a little more.
That is true.
It's just the high line is definitely faster here, but if you run it consistently every lap, it's just gonna end up slowing you down more in the long run.
Yeah, that is very, very true there for sure. Steven actually pulled out a little bit the last couple of laps. He was able to get a couple car lengths now in front of Andrew, and now it looks like the top five are kind of like evenly matched, spread out. So they're actually doing pretty quiet back here for the time being.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious if Steven was saving tires a little bit after he got that lead, and that's why they were able to catch up to him so soon in the run. But as he's starting to put down some decent lap times right now for about 15 laps into the run.
Yeah, absolutely. His lap times haven't really fallen off from what I've been seeing. Let's take a look here and see at these lap times between your race leader and Theft. As you can see, lap 47 and 48, Luttrell, he was a lot slower, and Theft has been quicker, you know, three of the last five. So he's definitely, I think Luttrell's definitely starting to save a little bit of tires here as these laps go on.
Yeah, it's starting to look like Tiff might be getting tired of sitting behind him as he's starting to run a few different lines, or maybe he's just trying to see if he can find a better line to not be as tight in the dirty air.
Absolutely. This last time by Luttrell, he was the fastest of the top three. As we have pass happening back here in the back. Sean Dunaway, he's trying to hold off Joshua Neal in that number 82 machine. Neal was trying to make a look there on the inside heading into turn 3 that last time, but Dunaway was able to keep out in front of him here. Your two race leaders, Stephen Luttrell, Andrew Teft, have now they distanced themselves from that third spot, and as they continue to separate themselves by 6/10 of a second so far. So now Stephen and Andrew are now starting to pull away from the rest of the field here. Do you think either the field is starting to save a little bit of tires possibly, or the rest of the field has probably burned up their stuff as they are catching up to the number 10 of Kirby Wainscott here on the exit of turn number 4. So it looks like they'll start to lap the field here on lap number 55 as they dive down here into turn number 1 and 2 as they start passing Wainscott. Wainscott has been struggling the past couple weeks here in the Xfinity series. Uh, last week he struggled a lot, getting caught up, I believe, in a wreck or two last week, but unable to make anything happen. And he is struggling here at Homestead, Miami, as the race leaders are currently working their way around him.
Yeah, I will say this is probably one of the more respectable leagues and stuff like that, as people tend to just move out of the way and everybody is patient and not overly aggressive.
Oh, absolutely. This is one of the biggest things, when Seth created this league, he's always looked for the most respectful racers out there. As racers, yeah, we're going to bicker, we're going to argue a little bit, sometimes the frustrations just, they boil over sometimes. But I haven't heard, much arguments out of any of these drivers in any of these leagues, or should I say series that Andrew posts and host here with Racers Elite. And if you guys want to join them, check them out here on iRacing. I think it's racerselite.net. I think you can find them there. So go check them out. Come on out. Come on, join them. They got free races. Um, then they got series like this. You guys just come on out, have fun. It's a lot of fun. Andrew's a cool guy, as he is got some business going on behind him. Here comes that 0-1 of Sean Dunaway looking on the inside of Cody Benelli now to take over that third spot on here on the exit turn 2. Brandon Biddy in that number 30 machine, he's made his way down on pit road.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say, I believe the pit window should be opening at any time.
Absolutely. And we have 47 laps remaining. So if we can go approximately 35, 36 laps, we still got a good 11 laps now before really that pit window opens. So my question is, are you going to try to split it now and go like half and half, or you're just going to run until it dries out? What would you do here in this situation?
If I knew the exact amount of fuel I had, I would probably base it off that, but I would most definitely try to split it the best I could to make it to the end. That way I don't have no worries about fuel. But I mean, maybe save an extra couple laps that way you can go a little farther and not have any worries if there's a late caution or anything.
Oh yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Uh, Ultimately, I'm the type of driver that does what, I'm kind of like follow the leader for the most part. You know, I'll 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 watch when the first leader comes in, and then I think once I get maybe about usually like four or five others down pit road as well, then I will come in. So that's normally what my strategy is.
That's fair. But sometimes, doing your own strategy pays off. I've seen people pit really, like earlier, we seen people getting ready to do 3 pit stops instead of 2 for the run, possibly. And that could pay off. I've seen people do that and win a race. It blows my mind. But it's just because you gotta have such better tires at the end of the run.
Exactly. Especially if we get that late race caution. So that's something that we're gonna need to be keeping our eye on as well as these laps continue to wind down. Last time these drivers were in are just about 30 laps ago. So
Yeah, I would try to at least. I mean, I think they're gonna have to at least try to go to lap 70 if they can, or they're gonna have to pit again.
yeah, I think we've been thinking about this all wrong here, Dakota. There's 105 laps that we're running here today.
Mm-hmm.
So I've actually been only, calculating for 100 laps. So they may need to do 2 more pit stops.
I mean, there could be somebody saving a little bit of fuel in the field or anything.
Yeah, that is possible. It can be done, that's for sure. And I just want to point out, Stephen Littrell in that number 36 HMR machine, he has rocketed himself out to just about a 1 second lead.
Yes, we've been talking here. He's definitely starting to pick up the pace, it seems like, as he knows it's getting ready to be pit cycle time. He's probably wanting to get a little bit of a gap there as a safety cushion just in case.
Yeah, absolutely. That's absolutely for sure. And getting down on pit road here, it is somewhat easy, but because of the banking in these corners, and then the angle you have to come in to get down, sometimes if you hit it just wrong, you can spin out on the apron of this track.
I mean, I'm not saying I've been one to go into the barrels, but I've definitely done it a time or two.
I can neither confirm or deny that I have done that. I wish not to say.
Definitely didn't blow the whole front right off of my cup car a couple weeks ago going in the pits and hitting the barrels. Totally never happened.
Yeah, never happened. We don't know what y'all are talking about. Alrighty, Barry Nelson, Kirby Winscott, David Kimmons, they all have come down pit road. Truth Hoke in that number 55 machine, he's now down on pit road here. Truth Hoke hanging out right around that 10th spot. He's struggling just a little bit here today, but he's still chugging away. Alright, so this time by no drivers came in. Truth Hope he came down and got 4 fresh Goodyear tires and some Sunoco racing fuel.
Yeah, I got a feeling the leader should be pitting within the next 2 laps, but I could be wrong here.
Yeah, that's a very good possibility. First through ninth, or actually first through 10th, they all came down uh, back on lap 32 as we see Sean Dunaway finally get around the 98 of Andrew Teft. But this is something that we normally see out of Andrew Teft. If he knows that he's getting ready to pit in a couple laps or so, he will just move over, let the car behind him go, so that he can have a better entry into the pits so that he doesn't have to lose a lot of time.
I will say though, on a long run, Sean Dunaway has had some really great speed as he's made his way up to the field. It seemed like this past run.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Stephen Luttrell now up to a 1.2 second lead over Sean Dunaway in that 0-1 Hello Kitties Chevrolet. And Cody Benelli in the number 19, Joshua Neal, they'll give up the 4th and 5th spots. Curtis Ecker, he'll give up the 6 spots. Jesse, Troy, Lee, everybody coming down pit road except Stephen Luttrell, Sean Dunaway, Andrew Teft, and Dennis Kane. No, Kane is coming down this time here as well. So everybody now has pitted except your top 3.
It
And
looks like our leader is currently coming down pits.
yep, Stephen Luttrell's coming in. Andrew Teft, and your lone star out is going to be Sean Dunaway. And these guys are going to start pitting lap 71, 72.
That should give him just enough fuel to make it to the end here.
Yep, we got 34 laps to go. That means all those other drivers are going to have to make it work, as they will only have just about 35 laps to go on their fuel and tires. And this time by, we should see Sean Dunaway come down as he brings it down. Whoa it down, kitty. As he will get on to pit road.
Steven and Andrew had a pretty close pit exit there. Cody's going to pass by both of them on the outside. I believe that'll put him in second currently.
That it does. Now the question is, how hard will Steven and Andrew run to try to get to the back bumper of Cody Benelli?
I'm assuming with there being just about the amount of fuel that's in the car left in the race, they're probably just going to keep with their same strategy and take it easy and reel Cody back in as the laps wind down. It appears Cody's going to be taking over the lead.
Yep, Cody Benelli. He will take over that race lead here with 33 laps to go. As we have had everybody come down pit road to get 4 fresh tires and fuel up their cars.
Sean Dunaway on the freshest set of tires by 1 lap. Able to cycle back out into fourth. Yeah, it seems like Steven and Andrew are saving a little bit, but judging off their times here. Cody's pushing pretty hard as he's running about 0.3 faster than them a lap at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. I was actually getting ready just to notate on that as well. So this is actually a smart strategy as we still have, 30 laps to go this time. You don't want to burn up your equipment, just yet. But if you're Cody Benelli, you also want to start saving your stuff here as well.
Yeah, but if I'm in P2 and I'm Steven, I would believe I'd be more worried about Andrew being behind me, as I would feel confident being on a little bit fresher tires to catch Cody here. But Andrew being on the same strategy as me, I know when it comes to a long run, he's going to be wanting to run me down here.
Yeah, for sure.
Not to mention Sean Dunaway with a lap fresher tires than them, not too far behind as well.
Yeah, as you see Dunaway just appear right there, right behind Andrew Teft. Sean Dunaway in that 0-1 machine has been having a pretty good run so far today. It's been up front all race long.
Also like to give a shout out to Curtis Ecker, currently back in the P6 after the incident earlier.
Yep, absolutely. Ecker up there in that 6th spot, as you said. He's got that looks like a Scott maybe paint scheme. Let's see if we can get a nice, good up close view of his race machine. This is another beautiful car that is out here on track as well.
Family Traditions Outdoors. Looks like a
Family
landscaping company.
Traditions RV Rentals. Yes,
Oh,
he
you know
he
what? It
he
is RV
rents.
rentals, my bad.
Yeah, he rents RVs most nights. Starting about $150 for a pretty good one. I think I saw maybe like just about 200 a night. They will bring it out to the campsite for you. They will drop it. They'll pick it up. They'll clean it out. Obviously with fees and everything. So if you're just looking for something up in central Pennsylvania area, give them a call. Family Traditions RV Rentals. They got some really nice rentals. I was actually looking at their website earlier today. Good pricing. I mean, you can't. I can't complain about anything. You want to bring your pets along. They allow you to bring pets. And if you've got a trailer or a RV sitting at home doing nothing right now, bring it over to them, rent it out, and you can make money with them as well. So it's called RV consignment, and they keep up with keeping it clean. They'll rent it out and they'll manage everything. And when you're ready to go on vacation, you give them a call, say, "Hey, I'm ready to go on vacation." They'll be like, "All right, come pick it up."
All right. Well, not to cut you off here, but Sean Dunaway has passed Andrew Teff. It looks like he's pushing pretty hard right now, trying to get up here towards the front, as he's currently running 33.6s compared to everyone else running about a 33.7, 33.9. And Teft is currently running a 34. It looks like he's going on for the long haul here, trying to get a good long run speed out of his car.
Yeah, absolutely. As you guys see here, this last lap, Dunaway was definitely a lot quicker. Let's take a look at this next lap as these guys come across the line. And yeah, he is absolutely running a lot quicker than second and fourth of Luttrell and Teft. So he's slowly but surely starting to reel in Steven Luttrell in that number 36 HMR machine. These guys are doing an absolute amazing job here today. They are keeping this race nice and clean, nice and beautiful. And let's see
Our leader did make slight contact with the wall coming out of 2. I don't believe he got any damage though, so no harm, no foul.
as we've been watching Sean Dunaway here, he is pretty much getting right to that back bumper of Steven Luttrell now. He's got probably just about 10 car lengths in separation between the two, and it is closing, and it is closing fast. Things are now pretty much spread out through the remainder of this field. No strong, battles happening anywhere for the moment, but as we've seen earlier, a caution can come at any point in time.
Yes, things can definitely change very quickly.
As we ride on board here once again with Steven Patrol and that number 36 machine out of Kansas City, Missouri. We are looking back to third place of Sean Dunaway in that 0-1 machine.
If you don't mind to take a look at the leader currently, it looks like the leader's having a little bit of issues with grip on the exits of the corners, as it's allowing for Stephen Luttrell and Sean Dunaway to catch up to him at the moment.
Yeah, we're taking a look now here at Cody Benelli in that number 19 Chevrolet. He just got around that number 30 of Brandon Biddy. As you see right behind him, he was out to just about a 1 second lead. But within the past 2-3 laps, it has been pushed all the way down to 0.2 seconds. So we may be looking at a lead change here. Maybe out of 2, we may be looking. Steven Luttrell in that number 36 machine, he's probably going to attempt to attack Cody Benelli here, as they now come through turns 1 and 2, and he is now right on that back bumper, looking to get around that. Who's that in front of? Oh, is that Brandon Biddy now? Yeah, I think I mixed it up earlier. And here comes Luttrell in that number 36 machine to the inside as they drag race once again here down the front straightaway. Luttrell has a lot of speed in the center, so he's able to get a pretty decent run out of these corners versus what Benelli is able to do. As you see, Dunaway in that 0-1 machine making his way past Benelli as well, but was not able to clear him here on the back straightaway, but he should be able to clear him here momentarily as Benelli runs way high up the racetrack. And now these two racers will drag race down the front straightaway up in turn number 1. Dunaway finally able to work his way around Cody Benelli. And now he will put his sights on Steven Luttrell as we have 15 laps to go this time by at the line. So time is ticking away here for Sean Dunaway and Steven Luttrell. I'm sorry, Steven Luttrell in the number 36 machine. Your current points leader of Andrew Teft sitting back there in that 4th spot. Right now, he's just riding to let time tick by, because as of right now, I believe he has clinched this championship for the Wednesday night Xfinity series right here on Racer Elite Network.
He has been slowly reeling them back in, though, Andrew Tiff. He's, it looks like he saved his tires pretty well as he's been able to close the gap as they've been struggling to get around the lap car there.
Yep, less than 1 second separates your race leaders, and that is them all right there, running nose to tail pretty much. As we keep watching here, Sean Dunaway, he's inching closer and closer to the back end of that 36 machine. As we see Andrew Teff now attacking on the inside of Cody Benelli, heading down into turn number 1 for that 3rd spot. So that's going to put Andrew Teff back into the podium position here at Homestead, Miami. And now he's going to start to reel in that number 01 of Sean Dunaway. As Benelli, he's not done yet as he's re-attacking on the inside.
He didn't want the crossover.
Yeah, Benelli giving him that run on that crossover heading into the 3, but unable to make anything happen at the exit of 4. So he will have to try again down here in turn 1, but this time Teft, he will take that racing line away from Benelli, and he will not allow Benelli to get a run out of the corner or through the corners just yet. And now at this time, Teft, he is ever so slowly pulling away from Benelli, but I'm not sure if he's going to have enough time as we come to the line with 11 laps to go.
Just to correct my statement from earlier, I said they were having trouble getting around a lap car. They were having trouble getting around your 4th place Cody Benelli. Not a lap car. That was my bad.
It's all right. No worries. We all have our moments. The separation between 2nd and 3rd has grown here just a little bit. It is now just about a half-second separation between the two. And we're going to continue to watch to see if Andrew Teff can reel into your top 2 as we have 10 laps to go. So pretty much 9.5 laps now remaining in this race. This race has been pretty nice and quiet. We've only had 2 cautions. One was early on with a self-spin. And then the second was...
We didn't have a second caution.
Oh my gosh, we did not have a second caution yet. I thought
Don't jinx them. Don't jinx them.
Yeah, that's that commentator's curse that we don't want. All right, Andrew Teff now pretty much right there on the back bumper of Sean Dunaway. It's going to be only a matter of time here, I feel, before Andrew Teff may try to make a run for that 2nd spot. But if Dunaway can hold him off and possibly reel in that number 36 machine, you know, as of right now, any of these top 3 drivers, I think they have, you know, it's their time.
But Stephen Luttrell running really good right now. He's pulling away from the top 3 here.
Yeah, he is definitely holding his own for the moment.
As soon as I say that, Sean dives it in really low and gains a lot of time back.
Seven laps to go here in this season finale for Racers Elite's Xfinity Series. Your top 3, Stephen Luttrell, Sean Dunaway, Andrew Teft, are only separated by, just about 0.3 seconds of each other. As you see Teft starting to make his run on the inside of Dunaway, and Dunaway will somewhat stay high and allow him to drive by as Teft gets that really strong run at turn number 4 that we've been seeing out of Teft all night long.
As that'll put him in second place. Does he have enough time to catch the leader, Steven Luttrell? That is going to be our main question here. With only 5 laps left to go this time by, I believe.
Yep, this next time by, we will have just about 5 laps to go. Did Andrew Teft run all of his equipment into the ground, or will he have enough time and energy to get around Steven Luttrell in that number 36 machine as we have 5 laps to go? Sean Dunaway, it looks like he's not giving up just yet on that second place as he's continuing to try to apply pressure to Andrew Teft. So this has been very interesting to see here. You know, Sean not allowing Andrew to get too far out in front, and he's still trying to give him a little bit of time here to attack. But Andrew Teft, he's also just as strong. So as long as everything goes the way they're going right now, Andrew Teft may be attempting to take over the lead, maybe here on the final lap as they come out of turn number 2, as we have 3.5 laps remaining this time by.
He's able to get a pretty good run off the center of the corner there.
Yeah, I was about to say, Andrew Teft, he just turned on his nitrous as they dive down here into turn number 1. Teft not able to make it work in the middle lane just yet. But don't look now. He's going to make a run probably here in the very, very near future.
Should be coming to 2 to go this time by.
Absolutely 2 to go this time by. Steven Luttrell and Andrew Teft. Andrew Teft should be getting your championship tonight in that second spot. So if he doesn't win, he's still celebrating tonight with the championship. But what is better than celebrating just championship? Well, the win as well.
Ooh, he makes that high line work and gets a huge run coming into 3 and 4 this time as they're coming to 1 to go.
Luttrell to the outside, Teft to the inside. Teft has got it at this point. The white flag is out. 1 more lap to go, presented by SDK Gaming. And here comes Luttrell, still fighting on that outside, but unable to hold the momentum like Teft. So Teft, he will take over that top spot out of turn number 2 as they are reaching up on the lap down cart of, I believe that is Dennis Kane in that number 4 machine in front of them. So will the 4 machine cause any issues here for our race leaders? I don't think so. And here he comes out of turn number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, your Xfinity Series champion, Andrew Teft. What?
That was a very good pass on the closing laps there.
Absolutely, as these guys are beating and banging. Sean Dunaway doing everything he can to turn the 98 machine of Andrew Teft. And
just give him a couple love taps. Love taps.
And I was told, ladies and gentlemen, they are not mad at each other. They're just having a good time. So once you see them, oh, that's a good picture right there. So if you guys see them come out and start wrecking each other, they're not mad at each other. Andrew wanted me to make that perfectly clear. They're just out here having fun.
That's how you celebrate when somebody wins. You give them a little nudge. I mean, no harm, no foul.
That was close. Ladies and gentlemen, your season champion for the Wednesday night Xfinity Series here on the Racers Elite Network. Racers Elite's very own Andrew Teft. Steven Luttrell had a very strong run. And Sean Dunaway in that number 01 machine fell back to 3rd. So that was a very good, strong run by all 3 of these drivers. let's see what we can do about trying to get some interviews here.
Who do you want first, there, bud?
Let's take a look. We have, I see we have Steven Littrell in the number 36 machine. Let's give it a moment to see if Sean Dunaway he will come up here.
Don't. Oh, I can move him up here if you want me to.
Yeah, let's try to go ahead and move him up here. Sean Dunaway.
How's it going, Sean? This is Dakota and Mike in the booth.
Hey, hey.
How do you feel about your third place third place finish tonight?
Uh, Felt like I don't know. I was fighting for the lead there. All of a sudden, Andrew was behind me. I'm like, where did Andrew come from? I pitted a lap after everybody else. I thought I would have a little more advantage there. But yeah, Dirty Air really played a role in that third place as well. Once you got into somebody's Dirty Air, it was just very tight. So probably lost some tires there. But overall, good race, clean race. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I will say you definitely had a very fast hot rod tonight, and I just want to go ahead and congratulate you on your third place finish since I didn't as soon as you got in here. But is there anything you would have done different in the closing laps if you had another shot at it?
Oh man. I don't know. I guess do whatever Andrew was doing. It seems like he was backing off there on that last run. Maybe I had to back off just a little bit more, just to get that first place for sure.
All right, Mike, do you got any questions for him?
Not man. Sean, you're my pick to win today. You did come up just 2 positions short, which is all right. Third place is still a really good, strong finish for you here today, and what a way to close out this season of the Wednesday Night Xfinity Series. So, congratulations on your third place.
Yep. Thank you very much.
All right, bud, I'm gonna move you back down to your server here.
Alrighty.
Ladies,
Bye, guys.
Bye.
ladies and gentlemen, Sean Dunaway, and that's number 01. Hello Kitty Chevrolet. And let's go ahead and get your second place driver, Steven Littrell, up here into the booth. Driver number 36 HMR machine. Steven, do you got a copy?
Yeah, sort of.
Sort of. Steven, what an incredible run for you here today. You had fans watching on Racer Elite Network, and you come out here swinging up to second. How'd your car feel in those closing laps?
I pushed a little too hard at the start. Tore those tires up. Learned on the second run. Didn't use them enough, and then wanted to kind of find the middle ground there on that last run, and pushed them a little too hard, and was 1 lap short. It hurts. Really sucks. But second is nothing to scoff at, especially around these guys and in this league. So I'm going to be happy with that.
Absolutely, these guys are some of the strongest drivers out there, especially Andrew Teft in that number 98 machine. Um, but you were pretty strong all race long. Like you said, you come up one position short, but don't leave your head hanging too low for that one. And really good strong card today here at Homestead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm gonna. I won the first race of the season. I wanted to win the last one. That would have just book in the season. That'd have been neat. But yeah. I'm good. I'm good. Second's good.
yeah, absolutely. And is there anybody that you would like to thank before we get you out of here tonight?
Oh, just got to thank my mom, my dad, my wife for letting me spend all the money, and my 2 daughters and my grandson Mason.
I have a grandson, Mason, too. Awesome.
Hey, small world.
Hey, small world. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your second place finisher is Steven Littrell in that number 36 machine.
Before I
Oh, go ahead,
Before
Dakota.
I move you out of here, bud, I just want to say you did a hell of a job tonight. You were definitely, in my eyes, I thought you had the race.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I thought I did too. I was 1 less lap. If we could have ran 104 laps, that'd have been cool.
Absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, driver number 36. Ford Mustang HMR, Steven Littrell, and let's go ahead and pull up the one, the only, your Xfinity Series champion, Andrew Teff, driver number 98, Racers Elite Ford Mustang. Andrew, what an incredible run for you here tonight. You know, we were unsure if you were going to be able to catch Steven there near the end, but then you were able to manage it, to pull it off with one lap to go.
Yeah, the tires were real finicky tonight. First run, I was able to really run away about halfway through the run, and second run, Steve was in front of me. He ran a really good race, and really hated to take that one from him. But I think I followed him too close for too many laps and just burned up my fronts and wasn't as good the second run. And then the third run, I just tried to be super patient at the start, and eventually it started to come in. And I think by the time I got him, he was pushing pretty bad off the corners. So I just needed to find a way to get underneath him, and just tried to set up a pass by running high in 1 and 2 and hoping I could get under him and going into 3, and worked out pretty good. But yeah, he ran a really great season and really great race tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Steven did put on one heck of a show. Sean Dunaway as well. You know, he followed you up through the field. Uh, but yeah, so you clinched your championship here tonight for the Wednesday Night Xfinity Series. How overall, how did you think your season went, and are how many more championships do you think you're going to try to win?
um, I just try to appreciate everyone because these guys are tough. It's really tough to pull off a win, let alone a championship. So with the caliber of these guys, you make one mistake on pit road or something, you're toast. It doesn't even have to be a pit road mistake, just any mistake. So don't want to take them for granted, and just looking forward to next season, and looking forward to trying out commentating in the booth a little bit. That'll be fun, something different. And yeah, just really thankful to have all these guys. They're a pleasure to race around.
Yeah, absolutely pleasure to race around. Pleasure to watch all these guys run. Very good drivers out here. Before we let you go tonight, Andrew, again, congratulations on your championship. And is there anybody out here that you would like to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank you guys for helping out in the booth. If you don't mind doing us a favor, hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel homepage. Trying to get to 1,000, so everybody counts, and we appreciate it. And I want to thank our servicemen and women, friends, family, team. Congrats again to Steve. And if you're interested in checking us out, just head on over to racerselite.com. We've got all kinds of new seasons and single events coming up, and you can find a Discord invite on there and shoot me a message on Discord. We'll get you set up.
Absolutely. So, like Andrew said, guys, you know, hit that subscribe button. RacersElite.com. Check us out. A lot of good group of guys. A lot of fun racing. And Andrew, again, congratulations on your championship tonight. Dakota, is there anything you want to throw in before we let him go?
Congratulations, and I like the high line on 2 to go to close the gap. That was a really good move there.
Yeah, I really needed to get a run into 3, and seemed like he kind of didn't commit to the bottom or the top. He was kind of stuck in the middle, and it really hurt him. So that was my my chance, and just played out just right.
Yep. But other than that, I don't believe I have anything.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, your season champion, driver of the number 98 Ford Mustang, Andrew Teff, will take home the championship here tonight. And we'll see you next season, Andrew.
Thanks, fellas.
All right.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, before we get things rolling to head out for this evening, let's go ahead and take a amazing look. Sorry, guys, things are a little bit moved on me tonight. Yeah. So as I was saying, let's go ahead here and take a look at your finishing order. It's going to be Andrew Tefton, that driver number 98 machine, followed by Steven Littrell in the number 36 machine. Sean Dunaway had a strong performance, brought his machine home third. Cody Benelli will bring his car home fourth. Joshua Neal will bring it home fifth. Curtis Ecker will bring it home sixth. Troy Thomas will bring it home seventh. Jesse Fox will bring it home eighth. Lee Campbell in ninth place. And Dennis Kane will round out your top 10. Truth Hope struggled there and fell back all the way to that 11th spot. Barry Nelson struggled out near the end of the race as well, fell back to that 28th spot. Brandon Biddy fought his way from early issues, coming back to 30th. Kirby Wainscott in that number 10 machine, 14th. And rounding out the field is going to be David Kimmins. Overall, Dakota, what an incredible race that we saw here tonight at Homestead, Miami. What are your closing thoughts as we close out this chapter of this season and get these guys looking forward to next season?
It's a good, clean race. A good bit of action there as we had a lot of side-by-side moments, and we did have a few single file moments, people saving tires, but at the end of the day, the champ's the champ for a reason, and he was able to get the W.
Absolutely. He got the W big time in a last lap pass. What an incredible run tonight for Andrew Teff, Stephen Littrell, and Sean Dunaway. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us right here on Racers Elite Network. I am Mike Taylor with my good buddy, old pal, Dakota LaRue. Thank you guys so much for joining. And you guys know how it goes. Enjoy your evening. Happy time zones. And we will see you next time right here on Racers Elite Network. Have a good night.